Jonathan with Iron Mind Hypnosis. I wanted to talk about social proof and social influence and surrounding yourself with what you want. Surrounding yourself with there's this idea that you should surround yourself with the 5 people that you admire most, and those you're going to be the average of those people. And so pick people that you admire, pick traits, behaviors, people who have mindsets that are valuable. And this all sounds well and good. And while I was doing a little bit of reading up on social proof, social influence, this is something that marketers often will say things like, people like you bought this thing and enjoyed it. People just like you love our product. These sorts of things. And they use this stuff. They use social proof, social influence, because it is tremendously effective and extremely sneaky. It usually slips by us. Yes, in ads, we might notice it in an ad where they're being fairly blatant. But in our own lives, these things have, frankly, life and death power over us. Yes, it's one thing to know that littering is or isn't a thing in a particular neighborhood. And so you look around and you see that you will take care of your trash in one way in a certain neighborhood, and you can actually influence the people around you by taking care of your trash, taking care of your yard. These sorts of things actually do make an impact. But as I mentioned, these things can be a life and death thing. And usually littering isn't that big a deal. It's a big deal. Don't litter, please. Please. But there's this Werther Effect, originally studied by sociologist out of UC San Diego, David Phillips, I believe was his name, in the 70s and 80s. Like, this has been known for a while. But when people are made aware of somebody they see as similar to themselves who commits suicide, this is heavy stuff. When there's publicity of a suicide, the particular study includes 21 years of history, 35 events, I believe, where suicides made it to the front page papers. Each publicized paper caused, I believe it was 58 direct and overt suicides. In looking through the graphs, I was noticing that there was about 250 excess automobile copycat suicides, is the way these are being interpreted. That's 250 extra deaths. These are not small numbers. That's a lot of people. And these are excesses. It's not that this was a tipping point thing that took out everyone who was close. This changed the lives, ended the lives of people who otherwise would have gone on for years, possibly returning to happy existence. The reason I mention this heavy stuff, and this is that it's important to watch who we identify with, what we take into ourselves in terms of media. Typically, the news is, there's the phrase, no news is good news. There's a reason. Usually news has this reputation for being quite bad. And that's almost a totally separate issue. It's bad in its own separate way. But where I think this can be of use and power to you is realizing that the people we see ourselves as can have a huge impact on how we live our lives. Yes, many things in that you can't do anything about. You were probably born with a certain genes. I mean, I suppose somebody could be watching this from the future and you get to change your genes. But most of us are born looking about the way we're going to look, right? Most of us are born likely to end up identifying as a certain sex. You're probably born destined to be tallish or some other approximate height. Yes, nutrition makes a difference, but you're probably headed in a certain direction. All of those things said, if you're concerned that you're seeing too much or not enough of something in your world, then start seeing yourself being around the people that have those qualities you admire. If you want more peace in the world, start being around more peaceful people. Now, not every peaceful person is going to be the peaceful person you want to emulate. But find those people who you admire, and you admire for their peace and the way they live their life that is powerful for you, peaceful in the way that you want to be peaceful. The life that means the sorts of things you want your life to mean. Surround yourself with those people. If you find one, they probably know a couple others. And start working more of those people into your life. Now, if peace is not the thing that's most on your mind, no judgment. There's a lot of other things that could very well be the foremost thing on your mind. Maybe it's something to do with your finances or your health. Find those people that's important for, and spend time with them. Make them the parts of your social circuit that you're closest to, that you see yourself most as. It's going to be one of the biggest things you can do to sway whatever area of your life you want to sway. I hope this is helpful for you. Have a wonderful day.